Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dr. Benner from Dr. Expat Wellness. Say if you have neck pain, low back pain, or if you just want a simple way of taking stress out of your body while you're traveling as an expat, or if you want to improve your posture, we're going to go over 3 simple things that you can do on a daily basis that's going to make a big difference in your posture, your pain, your health. All right guys, strap on. We're going to get the ball rolling. Hey expats, welcome back. Say, if you're looking for a channel that is exclusively dedicated to you, to be able to help educate, inspire, and empower you to make the right decisions and take daily activities to keep and stay healthy, this is for you. I'm going to be sharing on a continuous basis, scientifically validated, clinically validated, easy to implement, no BS activities that you can start today to start improving your health. And today we're going to be talking about 3 things that we can do that are really simple and time efficient that can make a big difference in your health if you do them. So let's go over the problem first and foremost. As we get older, remember the whole goal of this channel is to be able to make your stay in your little piece of paradise as fruitful as possible, not only for you, but your family. So what happens as we get older, or if we have a profession like being a chiropractor like me, as time goes on, if we allow it to happen, we get in this posture. Head forward, shoulder forward, rounded in the back. We lose all our natural curves. We lose the flexibility, strength, and synchronization of the muscles involved. And that is not going to allow us to stay healthy. That is just totally antithetical to what your goals are and to live the healthiest life possible. So when the head goes forward, when the shoulders go forward, a number of things happen. Number 1, it puts a lot of excess stress on the joints and the muscles, which take a lot more energy for us to be able to go through the day. We need that energy to enjoy with our wives, with our children, with our grandchildren, to go out and explore. We don't need this energy being wasted by this improper posture. So by getting proper posture, you actually improve your energy resources for the right activities and not just for managing this improper balance. Secondarily, when the shoulders are forward, head is forward, we decrease 3 major things. We already talked about the energy, but we also decrease oxygen because our airway actually, the volume of our airway actually decreases, and that means decrease oxygen to every cell in your body, and most importantly your brain, because as we get older we have to make sure that we optimize oxygenation to our brain to make sure we don't have any steady cognitive decline. Thirdly, we're decreasing the nerve supply to the body. When we're going forward, we're putting about 20% tension on that spinal cord, which is decreasing nerve supply to every cell in the body. And remember, nerve supply is life. Definition of death is no nerve supply. So go over this. We're just like this. Yes, decrease nerve supply, decrease oxygenation. It actually compresses the heart, decrease the capacity of the lungs. So the ability for our heart and our lungs to work efficiently decreases, and then the energy taken to allow those body systems to perform optimally goes on up. That's not what we want. So what we want to do is we want to take some action steps. Now, these are simple action steps, and remember, simple is better because if we do things on a simple basis, we tend to be more consistent with things. And what I will tell you is a simple truth. Simple and consistent is much better than complex and inconsistent. So let's get to the 3 things. Number 1, what I want to do is I want to go over a simple exercise that you can do anywhere, and it takes no equipment, takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and that's what's called the standing extension. Remember what I was talking about, guys, as we get older, we don't stand more upright, we tend to start going here, and it happens so slowly that we aren't even aware of it. So if you have a spouse, I want you to bring your spouse in to listen to this video so you guys can do it together and hold each other accountable, because you're going to be able to see each other's improvement, and you need that health accountability partner when it comes to posture, because sometimes we're not even aware of our posture being compromised. And if we have our spouse that lets us know when we're kind of hunching on over and reminding us about these exercises, it's much more valuable. And we want our spouse to be able to engage in these things as well, because we want to go through our life with our partner that we love and cherish. We want her to be healthy as well. So the first thing is this: when we're sitting at the computer or we're standing, things can tend to be internally rotated. At the computer, internally rotated. Standing, you see the guys like this, hands internally rotated, shoulders internally rotated, muscles are tight, muscles are weak, head forward. That's not good. Compression on the heart, compression on the lungs. So what we need to do is just the opposite. Let's start here as if we're sitting at that computer. We're gonna unwrap the package. What we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly bring those shoulders back, extend those arms, externally rotate those hands, chest forward, shoulders back. Guys tend to shrug the shoulders, so we have to try to not do that as much. Try to bring the shoulders back and down, chest forward, externally rotate, and then the head slightly back. Now, what we're doing in this situation here is that we're stretching the chest, we're engaging the posterior chain right through here, putting that natural curve in the cervical spine, which is so important, opening up the thoracic cavity to give a little bit more room for the lungs and the heart. And then we're also stimulating lymphatic flow, so creating more muscle balance, strength, flexibility, putting the spine in the proper place, opening up that thoracic cage. When I'm doing this, I'm not counting to 20 or 30. What I'm doing is I'm taking 5 deep, slow breaths in through my nose and then out through my nose. When we breathe out of our mouth, that is more of a stress response. That's more of a fight or flight response. When we're breathing through our nose, that is more of a rest and digest parasympathetic response, which means rest and relaxation. I don't know about you guys, but this world is crazy. And so we tend to have more stress going on needlessly into our body, mind, and spirit than we need. So if you can do this, you're gonna hit 2 birds, 1 stone. You're gonna improve the posture, and then while you're doing that deep breathing, you're gonna be able to stimulate your vagus nerve, decrease stress, and so on and so forth. So what I would do is I'd do this one exercise, a standing extension, 3 times a day, every day for the rest of your life. It's simple, it works, and it's free. Now let's go to the second one that is simple, free, and it works. And that is what's called the hip flexor stretch. All right, so let's go over some of the important things of the hip flexors. The hip flexors are big, long muscle attach the lateral aspect of the spine and extend down to mid-femur on the medial aspect. Now the reason why that's so important is because if those muscles are tight due to prolonged sitting, when you're in an airplane, prolonged sitting at a desk, anything, we're sitting much more than we used to. What happens is those hip flexors get real tight. And when the hip flexors get tight, it compresses the spine in the lower back especially. And then if we have one hip flexor that's a little bit tighter on the other side, then the opposite side, it causes not only compression, but rotation. Chronic compression and rotation of the spine is not good for our longevity, not good for us maintaining optimal health. So what we have to do on a daily basis, they tighten up. So on a daily basis, we have to loosen them up. So a real simple thing, I'm a big believer in keeping things simple. As we get older, if this has happened to you, we can have a little bit of compromise and balance. So I always recommend that grabbing a chair with one hand while you're doing some of these things where we're creating a little bit of instability until you get used to it. As you can see, what I'm gonna do, this hip flexor on this left-hand side right through here, I'm literally gonna get into a lunge situation, and I'm gonna bring that leg on back. I'm gonna bring this leg forward, put the knee in a good position so I'm not hyperflexing it. And then I'm just gonna drop down and go forward, nice and easy. You're gonna feel nice, easy stretch in here, supporting here, nice and easy. Again, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna count to 20, 30 seconds. I'm gonna hit 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm gonna actually take deep breath in and out, belly breathing, in and out of my nose to be able to get into that parasympathetic rest and digest, empty out some of the stress in my body, not only physically, but stress-wise, emotionally as well. So nice and easy, those breaths in and out, 5, in and out. I'm feeling this nice, easy stretch, nice, easy. And then after I get done with that, what do? I'm just gonna flip to the other side. Stability point right through here. That will make sure safety first. And then what we're gonna do is slowly go down and forward. If you're doing that properly, you're gonna feel nice, easy stretch right through here. What are we doing? We are taking stress that's been built up in that spine for a long period of time by opening up these hip flexors and literally decompressing your spine, allowing more proper motion, more longevity, better nerve flow, improvement in your health and vitality. So let's go on to number 3, and that's gonna be called the ball wall. Now guys, of the 3 activities that I'm giving you right now, this is the only one that really takes any equipment. The standing extension, you can do in the middle of the airport. The hip flexor, you can do in the middle of the airport. It doesn't have to be a convenient place. It doesn't have to be in the privacy of your own home. Never make excuses for doing these little simple little things. And so this one is really no different either. It takes basically a racket or a tennis ball. Probably start with a tennis ball at the beginning, because you're gonna have some sensitive trigger points that you're gonna see that we're gonna work on, or a racquetball as I have here. As you need to dig in those trigger points just a little bit more, a racquetball is a little bit more effective. Secondarily, I have a sock that has lost its partner. I have a little knot tied in here, and then you're gonna see how I utilize this procedure. So again, the premise is the same. We tend to get trigger points in the pecs because we tend to roll the shoulder forward. So that's a tight muscle getting trigger points. Then we get weak muscles also get trigger points too. And those are the guys that are in the back through here, because we start losing that posterior chain, and that starts getting weak and drawing us forward, causing all those negative effects we've already discussed. So let's talk about how we do this. As I go up against this wall, I have my body, I have the wall, I have this equipment right through here. I'm gonna sit up against the wall, and almost like my feet are about 2 feet away from the wall. The further I get away from the wall, the more I can lean into the wall. So if you're really, really sensitive, feet are closer to the wall, so you're leaning, your pressure is less. But as you want to dig in more, you're going to step away from the wall a little bit more, and you're going to see exactly why. Now, the trigger points that I'm going to be working on are going to be approximately right here, where this ball is. That's going to be levator scapulae. Then we're going to migrate down. You can see the use of the sock going down into the rhomboids in the middle back. And then we're gonna end up by going right into here, and then we can go right into the quadratus lumborum, right through here, which is one of the main muscles that gets fatigued and tired and a little bit pissed off, causing issues. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give those muscles a little bit of TLC on a daily basis, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for your health. Not your doctor, not your chiropractor. It's the daily activities that you do that are gonna make a big difference. So what we're gonna do is stand just like this. I'm gonna pinch this ball just like that. And then we're anatomically we're all kind of symmetrical. And so just like that, place that ball right in what's called the levator scapulae. I don't wanna be on the scapula, which is the bone that is, basically modulating and connecting all the muscles of your shoulder. That's your shoulder blade. And I don't want to be on the spine. I want to be right in that middle area. And we all have trigger points in different areas. A great massage therapist is very, very beneficial. But guess who's the best massage therapist for you? You, because you can utilize these procedures to be able to literally have that ball between the wall and your body, putting direct pressure on here, and you'll be able to find what I consider the aha spot. So once you roll through here and you find that tender spot, chest forward, open up the arms, relax. The foundational premise is the same. 5 breaths in and out, getting that rest and digest. And after you get done going through those 5 breaths, then you're just gonna lower this ball down. You put the butt up against the wall, and then you lower that ball down, going into that rhomboid. Again, between the shoulder blade and the spine, the same thing. Rinse and repeat. 5 breaths in and out, nice and easy, relaxation. And then you can go down another inch or 2, search and destroy that point as well. And then you just rinse and repeat, and you do the other side. Right through here is what's called that quadratus lumborum. You can take that ball and put it right through here, and then get up against the wall and rotate into that ball, and you're gonna be able to search into that muscle and find the little trigger points in there. And what do we do again? It's not rocket science. 5 breaths in and out. Be able to get in that rest and digest and allow these muscles to relax. The most important trigger points and the most tender trigger points can be right in the chest, right through here. Because remember, shoulders going forward, they get hypoxic. They just get tight. They have metabolites in there, all built up in there, causing us to get older and age. We don't want that. I'm 59. In a moment in time, I'm gonna be 60. I'm gonna be the healthiest that I've ever been in my life, because I've worked at it. And I want to be able to give you guys these tools to get the same result or even better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go open up the arm just like this. And then we're gonna get up, we'll step a little bit away from the wall, and then put the chest right on the wall through here. And as you go through the pecs, You want to search, find those little tender points where those metabolites are. And once you find that spot, you just hold it. And again, 5 breaths in and out to get that parasympathetic rest and digest. I would do about 2-3 points in here, 2-3 points in here. So in this small amount of time, what did we do? With the standing extension, with the hip flexor, we opened up this anterior chain, brought it back. We opened up the hip flexors that were tight to decompress the spine. And then we actually went and searched and destroyed with the ball wall, racquetball or tennis ball, to be able to break up those little things. I can guarantee you the tight muscles are gonna come tomorrow. The fatigue muscles are gonna come tomorrow. The weak muscles are gonna come tomorrow. The trigger points are gonna come tomorrow. And so if we have a methodology, a way to implement on a real consistent basis, to be able to take, as I say, these are not necessarily exercise or protocols. This is taking the trash out. If you think about it in that way, taking the trash out on a daily basis is gonna keep the body clean, functional, healthy. And Big Pharma doesn't want you to do these things, because if you're doing these things on a consistent basis, guess what? You're taking money out of Big Pharma's pocket. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want the money to stay in my pocket and not to go to Big Pharma. I want it to go to serve my family, serve my community, and not go to the big corporations. Guys, it's all in your hands. And that's the reason why Dr. Expat is here. It is able to give you these simple little things that we all should be doing that makes a big difference in your health, your family's health. If you found this valuable, if you feel this is helping you, what I want you to do is I want not only to share it with your family, share it with your expat family as well, because we want this expat community that is growing, but is also growing older and regrettably is growing unhealthier, to change that trajectory and bring us into, yes, older, okay, in our paradise, but healthier by doing simple little things on a daily basis. So, like, share, comment. Welcome to Dr. Expat Wellness, and we will see you next time.